going on, everybody? We are here at Webb's Water Gardens HQ. And we got another Q&A with Joe, the lead pond tech here. So anytime you guys call in with a question, he's pretty much the end-all be-all answer. When things get sticky, when things get broken, when things get covered in algae, this dude fixes it.
My nickname in high school was McGaver.
Okay.
My last name's Gaver.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna like, is he gonna give some extra context on this?
Yeah.
Mine was Scoogle, which is like a broken Google that gives you all the bad answers.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Opposites. Okay, so we're gonna talk about submersible pumps. And this actually came up a couple of weeks ago. Somebody was having trouble with their submersible pump constantly getting clogged.
Right.
They thought, oh, maybe this wasn't the right pump for me. So they called in to see what they needed. And you know, it ended up with a pretty interesting discussion. And we're just gonna go through everything that it could be, everything that could go wrong, and why a submersible pump might get clogged. So Joe, take it away.
Well, the clogging doesn't have anything to do with if it's the wrong pump per se. It's really just the amount of debris in your pond. So obviously, if you have a submersible pump and it's in the very bottom of the pond, it's probably going to clog a lot faster than if it was elevated slightly, because obviously you have a lot of muck and debris that settles towards the bottom.
So rule number one: where did you put it in the pond? That's taking out of consideration all the other attributes, but like, where is it in the pond? And that does make sense. I mean, where's everything going to land? You just put it in the most dangerous spot.
It's actually a good thing to move the pump off the very bottom of the pond anyway. Let's say your tubing springs a leak or a fitting comes loose. That pump's going to pump until it can't pump anymore. And if that pump is in the very bottom of the pond, it's going to empty your pond. So having the pump elevated gives your fish kind of like a safety net, just in case something like that happens.
Now, let's say you're the kind of person who put your pump at the bottom. You might have done it because you haven't really thought of another option.
Yeah.
How would you get it up off of the bottom? I mean, I know one thing is like a shelf. If you happen to have a nice shelf, you could put it there. But what are some other ways that you can achieve that?
Yeah. So if your tubing is rocked in, buried, and you have a specific length that's basically at the very bottom, just shorten it up. If you wanted to put a union there so it's easy disconnect, you don't have, you can, but that's going to be the one thing, is basically just shorten the tubing and just bring it up. It can hang. If it's a heavy pump, obviously you want it sitting on something, but if it's a lightweight plastic pump, it can tolerate just being resting on that fitting hose clamp.
And also consider that if you have made that choice where you're resting on the fitting and on the hose clamps and you're putting that kind of stress, while yes, it might be able to take it, if you get in a situation where you need to start troubleshooting, I'd probably start there, because you've made that choice beforehand and you already know that might be an issue. But ponds don't last forever. Everything troubleshoots. That's why we're having these conversations. That's why we're having these videos. Now let's talk about, that's a everyman solution. Everybody can get their pond off of the bottom and solve that. Something that might be unique to you, which was unique to this particular customer's, their pond was directly next to a very leafy tree.
Yeah. So in that regard, we have pump bags, pump protectors, which is basically a bag with like a filter pad in it. And the pump would just basically sit in there, drawstring, and your maintenance is just cleaning off that pump bag.
Yeah, and if you think about it, your pump is pulling water from various directions. So this pump bag is not likely going to get so clogged so quickly that it's not manageable.
Right.
But that fence that's directly around your pump, that's there for a reason. That is, in essence, a tiny little protective pump bag in so many ways. So if you take a pump bag, like let's say this is your pump, and this is the area that's getting clogged. If you put a bag on it, you've created a lot more surface area for that pump to constantly be pulling the water through. So you've just kind of multiplied your ability for leaves and debris and things of that nature to get stuck to that pump while still allowing it to function. Very easy, very analog solution to a problem that could give you a lot of problems.
Yeah, and some pumps even have a two-piece plastic outer cage, that's surrounded. So it's almost giving you that pump back.
Right.
And those pumps are nice if the pump's right in the pond, not in a skimmer.
Absolutely.
Because it's protecting the entire pump.
So in a quick summary, first and foremost, let's get your pump off of the bottom. It doesn't matter who you are. Secondly, not all ponds are put in equal areas, and if you have a place that has a lot of debris, a good canary in the coal mine is that this tiny little gauge is constantly getting covered. Well, you can expand that.
Open it up.
With a bag, which is a very affordable. I mean, we got them right here. They're very affordable. They fit on most appliances. And then thirdly, if you're in a situation where you know that constantly is happening to you and it's time for a new pump, you can consider one with a large built-in cage, because you're not going to go cutting, Grandpappy's oak tree down just for a pond pump.
You want that shade.
Yeah, you want that shade. It's important for the fish. They get sunburned. So it's not that hard of a solution, but it can be. It was pretty alarming for this customer. It would be alarming if it happened to you. You just got a new appliance. Next thing you know, it's constantly getting clogged. It doesn't have to. Easy solutions. That's what we're here for. Until next time, take care and enjoy your pond.